Rich and Happy, the story that changes how we see life. Welcome back to Ms. Lily English Channel, where English isn't just a subject, it's a journey. We walk through stories, emotions, and life itself. Today, I'll tell you a story that has touched many hearts. A story about two boys, two lives, two worlds. Rich and Happy, a heartwarming English story for beginners. Learn English through life. Welcome back to Ms. Lily English Channel. In today's episode, we explore a deeply touching English story titled Rich and Happy, a gentle, cinematic tale that helps you unlock English naturally through emotions, visuals, and real-life lessons. This podcast is perfect for English beginners, story lovers, or anyone who wants simple, natural vocabulary. Those seeking healing, warmth, and motivation through English. What will you learn? Common vocabulary from everyday life. Simple grammar structures you can copy. Natural story-based English listening, and life lessons that stay in your heart. Pour yourself a warm drink. Let Lily guide you through a heartwarming journey. And remember, every story you learn brings you closer to English fluency. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to support the channel and stay updated with the next episodes. Richer than gold. Rich and Happy. In a quiet town surrounded by rice fields on one side and tall city buildings on the other, there was a school known for its diversity. Students came from all kinds of families, rich, poor, artistic, traditional. But among them, two boys always stood out. Their names were Rich and Happy. Rich, the boy from the golden house. Rich lived in a luxurious villa in the center of the city. His home looked like something from a magazine. Tall white pillars, shiny marble floors, paintings everywhere, and a swimming pool that sparkled under the sun. Everything Rich needed was done for him. If he wanted breakfast, the cook prepared it. If he needed clean clothes, the housekeeper arranged them neatly. If he forgot his homework, the driver rushed back to school to bring it. Rich never washed a dish, never swept the floor, never went to the market, never did anything except study, and try to meet the expectations his parents placed on him. Everyone thought Rich had the perfect life, but Rich carried a secret. He often felt lonely, deeply lonely. Happy, the boy from the simple house. On the other side of town, far from the city lights, Happy lived in a small wooden house with a tin roof. The house was simple but warm. The smell of wood, rice, and fresh vegetables always filled the air. Every day after school, Happy fed the chickens, watered the vegetable garden, helped his parents collect eggs, and washed dishes for dinner. Life wasn't easy, but the house was always filled with laughter, especially during dinner, when everyone gathered around the old wooden table, sharing stories from their day. Happy didn't have the newest toys or the latest clothes, but he had something else. A family that loved him. A community that knew him. A life full of connection. And that made all the difference. The contrast in class. At school, Rich always arrived in a black luxury car. Happy arrived on an old bicycle with squeaky wheels. But while Rich walked into school with perfect clothes and perfect hair, Happy walked in with a bright smile, and everyone smiled back. Rich had expensive notebooks, pens from Europe, and a backpack that cost more than Happy's family earned in a week. But Happy had something Rich didn't. Friends. Lots of friends. Whenever someone needed help, a stuck zipper, a broken shoe, or a spilled drink, Happy was always the first to offer a hand. Not because he wanted anything, just because he cared. The turning point. One Friday afternoon, after school, Rich did something he had never done before. He asked, "Happy, can I visit your home tomorrow?" Happy's eyes widened. No rich kid had ever asked to visit his neighborhood. But Happy smiled. "Of course. Come in the morning. I'll show you around." Rich didn't tell anyone, but he was curious. Curious about a kind of life he had never experienced. The next morning, Rich arrived at Happy's house on foot. Not in a luxury car, not with a driver, just himself. When he stepped inside, the first thing he noticed wasn't the house, but the feeling. Warmth. Real warmth. Happy's mother greeted him with a smile that felt like sunshine. "Welcome, Rich. You must be tired. Come in, come in." Happy's father handed him a glass of cold water. Simple water, but Rich felt it was the most refreshing drink he had tasted in years. As Rich looked around the house, he noticed the walls were simple, the furniture was old, but everything was clean and well-loved. No marble floors, no expensive paintings, no designer furniture. But something was there, something Rich's huge villa never had. Joy, connection, love in every corner. Moments that changed Rich. Happy took Rich to their backyard. Rich was shocked. He had a swimming pool at home, but Happy had an entire river. Clear water, soft breeze, children laughing nearby. Happy didn't have one lonely dog guarding the gate like Rich's house. He had 4 dogs, running freely, wagging tails, jumping on everyone they loved. Rich watched Happy's mother cook lunch. Fresh vegetables from their garden, eggs gathered just that morning, rice grown on nearby fields. Everything was homemade, full of effort, full of care, and the family ate together, laughing, talking, teasing each other. It was messy. It was noisy. It was real. Rich felt something he hadn't felt in a long time. Belonging. The walk home. When Rich returned to his mansion that evening, the silence felt heavier than usual. The lights were bright, the food was perfect, the furniture was shiny, but the house felt empty. He sat on his bed and whispered, "Am I really the rich one? Or is Happy the one who's truly rich?" For the first time in his life, Rich understood he was wealthy in things, but poor in love, while Happy was poor in money, but rich in life. The change. The next Monday at school, everyone noticed something different about Rich. He smiled more. He talked more gently. He even joined Happy and his friends during break time. He didn't brag about his things anymore. He didn't show off. He didn't act distant. Instead, he listened. He laughed. He shared. Rich began helping others. He donated old clothes instead of throwing them away, shared extra food with classmates who forgot lunch, and even asked Happy to teach him how to fix simple things like tying knots, patching a torn book cover, and planting vegetables. Rich discovered something magical. When you give, your heart grows richer. The lesson. Life isn't measured in money, but in moments. Happiness isn't bought, but built. Wealth isn't what you have, it's what you give. And sometimes, the richest person in the room is the one who has the simplest life. As Rich grew older, he carried one truth with him. Real wealth lives inside you, not around you. And that truth changed his life forever. Rich and happy friendship. Best vocabulary in the lesson. 25 best vocabulary in the lesson Rich and Happy. Vocabulary about life, living environment. English. Mansion. Countryside. Neighborhood. Vegetable garden. Riverbank. Fresh air. Simple home. Best vocabulary in the lesson Rich and Happy. 2. Vocabulary about emotions and personality. Grateful. Lonely. Cheerful. Thoughtful. Caring. Best vocabulary in the lesson Rich and Happy. Vocabulary about family and daily life. Family dinner. Chores. Home-cooked meal. Gather. Support. Best vocabulary in the lesson Rich and Happy. 4. Vocabulary about perception and life lessons. True wealth. Simple joy. Life lesson. Appreciate. Value. Connection. Easiest grammar sentence pattern. Apply now. Simple present. Rich lives in a big mansion. Happy lives in a simple home. His family grows their own food. Sentences describing emotions. Rich feels lonely sometimes. Happy feels grateful every day. Rich is surprised by their happiness. Sentence patterns indicating change. Starting to realize something. Rich begins to understand what true wealth is. He starts to appreciate the simple things. Contrastive sentences, comparing two worlds. Rich has many things, but little joy. Happy has little money, but a warm family. They live differently, but learn from each other. Sample sentences that give a lesson message. Love makes a home, not money. True happiness grows from the heart. We become richer when we share. 5 short sentence samples, easy to imitate for beginners. 1. I appreciate what I have. 2. Simple moments make me happy. 3. I want to be kind every day. 4. Love is the real treasure. So, my friend, as you finish this story today, I hope you remember. A home full of love is worth more than a house full of gold. A heart that gives is richer than a wallet that stores. And the happiness you seek is already inside you, waiting to be noticed. Thank you for listening. And thank you for letting English become a part of your inner journey today. See you in the next episode of Miss Lily English Channel, where stories make English simple and life more meaningful. Life is not measured by how much we own, but by how deeply we love, how gently we treat others, and how present we are in each simple moment. True wealth isn't stored in houses or banks. It lives quietly in the heart.
Rich had a house full of diamonds and lights, but the rooms felt quiet at night. Happy had a home where the candles were small, but laughter danced on every wall. Rich walked alone through a marble floor, wishing for something a little bit more. but his heart felt warmer than gold. But ooh, love makes you richer than gold. Warm hands, warm hearts never get old. In a world so big, what we really hold is the love that makes us richer than gold. Rich visited happy and started to see how simple things set the spirit free. A meal on the table, a smile in sight, turned his lonely world into light. Money buys houses, but love builds a home. You're never poor when you're not alone. Rich found the meaning he longed to know. Happiness grows when you let it grow. Yeah, ooh, love makes you richer than gold. Hearts that care are treasures untold. When we share our joy, when we hold a hand, we become the richest in the land. So let your heart live warm and free. That's the richest